So my name is Michal. I'm one of Lumen founders, and today I'm leading the science and the product team of the company. So actually the idea of Lumen came up, I think it was almost 8 years ago. My sister Merav and I were in our last year of PhD, and during that year we decided that our next challenge will be to compete in the Ironman competition. So we started to gain knowledge regarding nutrition in order to improve our athletic performance. And once we did that, we noticed that there is a huge gap between the basic science and the clinical practice, meaning that the technology, the insight, the knowledge that you can find in the science world is amazing. But what eventually you can use on a daily basis in order to manage your nutrition smartly, this is very limited. So we founded Lumen with a very clear mission to close this gap, to bring the advancement that already exists in the science world to the consumer. Today, the science know that one of the main pillars behind health is having a flexible metabolism. And metabolic flexibility or flexible metabolism is actually our body's ability to switch very easily and very comfortably between using mainly fat to using carbs as fuel in order to produce energy. So the advantages of having a flexible metabolism are endless. It can be from not feeling drop in energy after lunch, not feel the need to snack all day, better sleep, better immune system, much more easy to achieve weight loss, much more easy to build lean body mass, improve your athletic performance, stay away from diabetes. All these are the advantages of having a flexible metabolism. I hope that Lumen will help people understand that our body is actually a tool that we first need it to be function at its best. And only by achieving a healthy body, it will help us to achieve our goals. So whatever our goals will be, if it's achieve weight loss, improve athletic performance, stay away from diabetes, those are an outcome of a healthy body, a flexible metabolism. I think that Lumen comes to answer on very basic questions that our users don't find the answer to them in other diets. And those questions are how my body is functioning, how the things that I did in the past 3 to 4 days, such as workout, sleep, steps, nutrition, how those things affected me. And the third question is, okay, what I should do today, what I should eat in order to achieve my goals. So in order to answer those questions, the user wake up in the morning, he take a measurement by reading to Lumen device, and he get an answer to those 3 questions. 1, he see whether his body rely mainly on fat, mainly on carbs, or some ratio in between. So a healthy body is a body that will rely on its fat stores to produce energy after an overnight fast. The second thing that you get is what we call it a morning insight, which is how the thing that you did in the past 3 to 4 days, how those things affected you. So here, for example, we had a user that once we reflected to him that his lack of sleep avoiding him from reaching to fat burn, and then once he improved his sleep habits, his body immediately shifted toward using fat. So this is the morning insight, how the things that you did affected you. And the third thing that you get is daily personal nutrition plan. And the amazing thing with the nutrition plan is that obviously it's based on your metabolism in that day, but it's also become more and more personal the more you are in the system, because we are running a smart algorithm in the backend that all the time learn how the thing that you did affected you, and by that we are keep improving and improving the nutrition plan. Lumen can use for athletes for support their workout. Here, for example, we have Michael Andrew, who's an Olympic swimmer, that we take the measurement before the workout in order to see if he has enough available energy in order to perform at his peak. And if not, Lumen recommend him the amount of carbs he should eat in order to achieve a performance. And he also take a measurement after the workout in order to see how the workout affected him and whether his body now shifted toward using fat. I think the most rewarding experience so far was to better understand how our metabolism behaves only by looking at the data that Lumen collected after all this time. And the two things that was very interesting for me to see and to learn is how our metabolism behaves in response to intermittent fasting, which is at the beginning of the fasting, your body started to shift toward fat. But then there is a moment in which that if you pushed your body too much into the fast, your body reacts in a stress response, which actually avoiding your body from relying on fat as fuel. And now we saw a shift for using carbs. So this was a phenomenon that for me, it was very interesting. And once we looked at the literature, we saw that the literature supports this phenomenon. And the second phenomenon that we saw in our data was that women in their phase 1, in their monthly cycle, tend to use more carbs as fuel. So even if we are consuming a low-carb diet the day before, we are still tend to use more carbs. So this was very interesting for me and very rewarding because we discover new things. Bro, I would like to ask you, how is it to work with Daniel so many years?